This video is a special one for those people who are struggling with depression or a low period of lifetime. Actually, why would I do this video? Because at this February, 2021 February, I joined in Bob Proctor's personal development program. In this program, at the very beginning, we are asked to write down our goals in different aspects of our life, such as career goal, financial goal, and relationship or contribution, etc. So I remember that in my goal sheet about the contribution part, I wrote down a goal of I want to help people who are suffering depression. I want to help those people, but actually I didn't know how to do it, or I didn't really take it very seriously. And I remember I set a deadline. I set a timeline for this goal. It's August this year, and it's very interesting that at the middle of this August, I received some message from my audiences, and they left me messages to ask for help because they have some family members or they themselves are suffering depression or say some emotional issues. So they came to me and asked me to give them some advice or some help. Well, so I realized that this might be a sign for me to keep my promise and keep my promise in my goal sheet. And I must say that I'm not a psychiatrist or a professional therapist. So what I can do is to share my own stories or some self-growth experience on this topic. I hope my real-life stories could help, or actually it's not only me, including my friends. My stories and my friends' stories could help some of you to encourage you experiencing this kind of special life journey in a certain way. Maybe we could provide some help and support. And I always believe that as we realized that I'm not alone. I'm not alone experiencing this special life journey. I am connected with anyone else through this similar experience. Those pains inside will be embraced, will be healed, and will be vanished gradually. So recalling my memory back to my younger age, I was 18 and I left my parents and went to university to start my new life chapter in another city. I thought I was going to enjoy a better life because it's the first time in my life that I could have this kind of freedom to live independently, to keep distance with my parents. However, half years later, I suddenly got depressed after a breakup with my boyfriend and my parents' divorce and my terrible academic record. So When I was 18, I experienced many rock bottoms in my life, and at the same time, I was too young to understand and to deal with my life situation. I was totally lost. I didn't ask for any help because I was ignorant of my situation. I knew I was quite sad and disappointed to my life, and my parents kept involving me into their divorce battles, which was totally unfair for me, and it's really like overwhelmed for me to judge their marriage. So this depression period has lasted for like 2 years. And every time I tried to recall my memory about that time, I couldn't remember any details of my campus life. But what I can remember is just a series of dark and gray scenes and noises. So I think this is quite common when we are experiencing hard time under depression. We couldn't see colors in the outside world. The whole world is totally gray and vague and also meaningless for us. And several years later, I experienced depression again due to my work pressure and the relationship conflicts. This time I was matured. I was better. I was mature than the last time. So I made many efforts to help myself out. I went to therapist, and I started to study psychology and astrology in order to understand myself and my inner world, my life issues. So it was not an easy time for me again, but I cultivated myself the ability to face my life independently. And I became aware of who I really am, and built up inner strength to overcome those life difficulties. I think there are two ways people connecting with each other. One is love, and another one is pain. So when I studied further on astrology, I looked back to my life circles, and I also did some research on some spiritual teachers' life circles. I found that depression periods are special life circles for our soul's evolution. They always brought us opportunities to release the old patterns and the limiting beliefs, and then transform our lives into another better, higher degree. If you have faith of becoming a better person, a whole person, if you are willing to integrate your inner power, your spiritual power, those depression experiences could help you grow and evolve massively. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. This is so true. I hope you can make it through if you are suffering and struggling with your life now. And remember that you are in a journey, that you are in a journey of spiritual awakening. Depression is a label. Deep inside, your heart, your soul is whispering about your truth. telling you to transform your life for a higher good. It is a journey of knowing who you really are. So stop criticizing on yourself and start thinking, what kind of life I want to live, how to release those old patterns of my life and embrace the new. So find your goals of a better life, and there always are some gifts after hard times. So few weeks ago, I shared with my mastermind group friend about how can I complete my goal of helping people who are depressing or suffering low lifetime or emotional issues. They give me this great idea of making videos to share some real life stories. And my friend Susan, she's so generous and always encouraging and supportive. She would like to share her experience on depression. And I'm so grateful of her generosity and her support and openness. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's listen to her story now.
Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne, and I would like to share a summary of my experiences and journey with depression. I was clinically diagnosed with depression 20 years ago, and through the years I have experienced highs and lows. During the times of lows, I took antidepressants, and I visited psychologists on a regular basis. Also during these lows, I can say I am forever grateful for my family and for their support. When I was going through these lows, it's quite a challenging time and you feel very alone. Well, I felt very alone. And I mention my family because it was such an important part for my journey, because I didn't feel comfortable in communicating the condition I was experiencing with anyone else, my friends, my colleagues. Whether it was the stigma attached to the word depression, or whether I wasn't strong enough to communicate it, and the way I dealt with it was almost bury it. So again, I just want to reiterate that I'm so forever grateful for my family during the lows and today. I've got a beautiful family and I'm very blessed, so thank you to them. So during my low times, I disconnected from the world. I disengaged from life. I didn't socialize. I stopped exercising. I created unhealthy eating habits. And some days it was just so hard to get out of bed, to just do the basic things. It was challenging. It was a struggle. And I didn't want to entertain life. I didn't understand the point of it. There was no motivation. It was a dark time when I was in my lows. So after experiencing many cycles of highs and lows, I decided to stop and to really start to evaluate my life. My thoughts were, my cycles were my past. And unless I decided to stop and analyze those cycles, I believed that would be my future. and I did not want the cycles to continue. I felt that there was more to life than these cycles I was experiencing. So I made a decision that I was going to understand those cycles more, which in turn brought me more involved with self-development, self-awareness, looking within. And through that journey, I made the decision that I wanted to move away from Western medicine and look at it from a more of a holistic and a natural approach. And the reason I came to that decision was due to an awareness that, in my opinion, Western medicine was adhering to the effect. And what I mean by that is the antidepressants that I was taking did help me through parts of my lows. So when I wasn't able to get out of bed and function, by taking those tablets, it enabled me to raise my vibration to a certain level where I could function in life, where I could get myself out of bed and get to work, where I could get myself to a lunch to enjoy with my friends. But over time, I discovered that it wasn't the real me, and I knew that there was more to life than just functioning. I wanted to live life. I wanted to feel life. I wanted to really enjoy the abundance of life in all areas. So once I realized the Western medicine was treating the effect and not necessarily the cause of my condition and of my lows and of my cycles, it enabled me to branch out and look and investigate and get a better understanding of what the causes were, which in turn was to look within. I had to start asking myself the questions. I had to start asking and looking at what I was doing and how my choices were in turn contributing to the effect. So moving away from Western medicine, I started to engage, and I still do today, with a kinesiologist. I really focus on the health of my body. And when I mention the health of my body, it is fueling it with great food, great water. It is giving it the rest it needs each day. It is supplying my mind with education and knowledge and understanding of how best to serve myself, how best to live in this life. So through that, I have been able to also understand that all the answers come from within. And the power is within. And once I actually grasped that and understood it's not the outside world that I should be focusing on, it's within me that I should be focusing on. And then that took me to a level of my thoughts actually create the reality of my life. So once I was able to acknowledge and understand and believe that if I change my thoughts for the better, I change my results for the better. I change my reality for the better. And through this process, I have really discovered that life is beautiful. And a lot of the things that back in the day that I thought I was searching for, reaching for, weren't actually the things that I value and that are important to me now. So out of everything that I'm saying here today, if there's one thing that resonated with you, I'm so forever grateful. And I really do wish only the best for you. And my suggestion to you would be to really stop, look within, look at your past, and if you're not 100% fulfilled or you don't necessarily align with how you are living, take the opportunity to look within, because the answers are all there. And I really do hope that you take this opportunity, take this suggestion of mine, and reach deep down. Be honest with yourself. Because once you are honest with yourself, your true self comes to the surface and shines. And sometimes I can't even put words to how I'm feeling. But the shift it has done for me, and the journey that now I am so looking forward to experiencing, is fabulous. It's wonderful. Life has so much to give us. We just need to be open to receiving it. So, as I've mentioned, I really do sincerely only wish you all the best. I send you loads and loads of love, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my video. Thank you. Chat with you soon. Bye for now.